Welcome to this week's Forex analysis. If you missed last week's episode, you can check it out on my channel. This was the weekly analysis that I did last time. So this week we are going to recap on the pairs that we looked at in the last week, which is EURUSD, GBPUSD, USD CHF, CAD CHF, and GBPUSD. So two of them actually gave good setups, which is the first one being EURUSD. EURUSD we were looking to buy, and it actually gave us a very beautiful impulse to the upside. We said this was actually a peak formation low, and they later issued what we call an inverted head and shoulder structure. Shoulder, head, and then shoulder, and then the market went to the upside basically like that. Then after that, we can look at GBPUSD, where we wanted to see a W pattern, and the W pattern was issued as first leg, and then the second leg was issued in the new week, and this was actually a week of rise to the upside. However, on USD CHF, we wanted to see a beautiful M pattern, but they later issued a head and shoulder structure. We can see on the H1 time frame clearly. We can see shoulder, head, and then shoulder. Before this shoulder head occurred, what we wanted to see was actually a shift to these levels, but unfortunately they gave it as a shoulder. So as a trader, you need to be highly flexible to see what has been decided by the market maker so that you can get a point of market entry. Where do we make an entry? That is what you will learn in this particular course. You can actually go use the link that I've left in the description box below to learn how you are going to understand where to make an entry within the market. So this is a top 1% traders course, which I actually teach how to make entries, how to actually find those entries when you are trading. All right, so without wasting much of our time, let's jump into our this week's analysis. What are we looking at this week? Before we start, let me just give you a small advice for you to see changes in this week. Are you focusing on profits or on the process? If you are focusing on profits before the process, you are likely to be losing money. In trading, you need to focus on the process. It's just a similarity whereby you are a dentist. For you to get more clients, you must not focus on the profits that you are going to when repairing people's teeth, but you are going to focus on the process. If you get a lot of people say positive things about you, it means many people will come into your dentistry effortlessly. So that's the same thing with trading. Are you focusing on your strategy? Do you have a routine to an extent whereby you know that I'm going to start by this step, next step, and then when I find a point of entry, I calculate my risk in this particular way, and then after that, I get an entry. If you do not have something like that, it means that you are definitely losing money. All right, back to the charts. So first pair that we are going to look at is again EURUSD. We're going to look at EURUSD, GBPUSD, gold, EURAUD, just like that, the four of them. As we proceed, you will see other pairs that I'll be looking at in the free Telegram channel. You can be part of that Telegram channel using the link that I've left in the description box below. All right, so on EURUSD, we can see that the market is ultimately giving us a peak formation low, which is a reversal point of the market. So if that is the case now, we are now waiting to enter within that particular direction, right? So we call it level 2 entry because we can see that on the H4 time frame we have been issued the first week of rise. So we now need to get a retracement of the market, and then we make our entry. Where are we going to make an entry? That now you need to learn the deeper method of making an entry on this particular case, confirming that entry as well, and that is taught in the top 1% traders course. So in this particular case, we need to see a pullback of the market, and then after that pullback, we need to make an entry if a confirmed pattern has been issued. That is the first anticipation on EURUSD for this week. Simple like that. It's actually a retracement and probably we may interact with these with this particular price point, and then we can keep on going to the upside. So write down in your diary that we are looking for buys on EURUSD. What if they do not give us something like this or something shorter than this? You need to be flexible, as I always say. Assess how the cycle is being formed, but always understand that cycles needs to be always signed for you to make proper entry decisions. Then on GBPUSD, it's a similar case that we want to see, because we have been issued a peak formation low on the H4 time frame. You can see that this cycle was actually completed. Clearly, there is 3 levels to the downside, and there was a set W pattern like that. So what do we now expect? We may interact with this particular price point, and if we interact with that price point, we can go long on this particular pair. So we need to see a pullback again on this particular pair, and then we go long probably from these lows. And as I have said, what if they do not reach this price point? Always make sure that you understand how the cycles are signed, and in that case you'll get a proper entry point. But not that is GBPUSD. Then we have dollar, gold against dollar, which has been rising to the upside. In my case, or in my view, I understand that gold always rises when there is uncertainty in the world. We now hear some probabilities of having a pandemic. If you check the news, you would find out that they are now talking of culling birds, culling hens, and prices of eggs are rising in the US. So as I see on the internet, and then we are still in a phase whereby we do not understand as well what will happen in the year of 2025. So that is a sense of uncertainty, and whenever there is uncertainty, gold usually go to the upside much more with high impulsive strength. So what are we expecting? Although that is the case, I will be expecting to see gold to give me a reversal in this particular week. Where is the reversal going to occur? So I am going to count levels on the H4 time frame so that we can see what is taking place. We can see that we had this W pattern that was issued. So from these lows, we can see that we had the first impulse to the upside, which is basically this one. First rise like that, pullback, meaning this was level 1. Then we had the second rise like that, and then we had the third rise, which is very long than the first two. However, if we look at this last rise, what can we see? We can see that it has been making 1, 2, and there's a probability to see the third push to the upside or completion of this last impulse. So in that case, I will say we need to see an induction move to the upside, or a move that is going to induce buyers to the upside, and then we will see a drop. This drop is going to be a quick drop to the downside. This might be coinciding with the midweek market reversal. So Monday, Tuesday, we might have a move to the upside. And then Wednesday, Thursday, we look to see a reversal. And when it reverses, it's going to be a very, very vehement move to the downside. So you need to be in it. You need to make sure that you time this particular drop to the downside and then make money whilst it is actually making those impulsive drops. So this is basically what is taking place on gold against USD. If we look at a smaller time frame, which is the H4 time frame, H1 time frame, we can see that this impulse to the upside will need to be somehow of this length, and within that we need to sink as well the smaller time frame levels for us to get a proper point of entry, or for us to time the proper point of entry. All right, so then the last pair is going to be euro against AUD, which is basically at a point of probable reset of the H4 time frame. We can see that on the H4, we had level 1 pullback, level 2 pullback, level 3, and we had this drop. So in this particular drop, we can see there was actually 3 hits to the low, which now signify a possible reset point of the H4 time frame. So in this case, I will be expecting to make some buys right to these highs. So that is actually a trade idea that you can incorporate, a buy from this particular point right to the top, basically like that. So those are the pairs that I'll be looking at this week. And for you to actually know exactly how to analyze like what I am doing, you can do so by learning how to trade like a professional. Just check out the course that I've left in the description box below. On that note, I'll see you in the next one. Have a blessed week.